Here's your Forbes Daily Briefing for Saturday, November 29th. Today on Forbes, how McLaren staved off financial ruin and revved its F1 business into high gear. When McLaren drivers Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri crossed the finish line in third and fourth place at the Singapore Grand Prix in October, the chase for Formula One's Constructors' Championship was over. For the second consecutive season, McLaren had claimed the sport's ultimate prize, and that left Zack Brown with a pivotal decision to make: how to properly celebrate. For Brown, the 54-year-old McLaren Racing CEO, though, there wasn't much question how to surround himself. He says, quote, "With your racing team, and not just the racing team at the circuit, but the entire racing team, which is made up of 1,400 people at McLaren." Brown knows all too well that the latest McLaren dynasty was preceded by a painful 26-year title drought. He adds, quote, "So pretty exciting times." After coming up short with a stunning double disqualification in Las Vegas last weekend, there are 2 Grand Prix races still remaining in the F1 season, this weekend in Qatar, followed by Abu Dhabi next week. McLaren still hopes to collect more hardware. Norris has been in pole position to capture the Drivers' Championship, a feat no one has managed in a McLaren since Lewis Hamilton did so in 2008. His closest competition in the standings is his teammate Piastri, 24 points back. Just as impressive as any trophy, however, is what McLaren has accomplished off the track. In 2019, Forbes valued the team at $620 million, on $165 million in revenue the preceding year. While only 3 teams were worth more, McLaren was by far the least profitable outfit in the sport, with an astonishing $137 million operating loss, earnings before interest and taxes, in 2018. 6 years later, Forbes estimates McLaren's Formula One team is worth nearly 7 times as much, at $4.4 billion, and up to third place on the grid, after revenues grew to $614 million in 2024. The team's operating profit also soared to $61 million in a new era of financial responsibility under the series cost cap, which was implemented in 2021 to limit spending in several areas related to race car research and construction. At the center of McLaren's turnaround is Brown, a former marketing executive who took over the team in 2018. His commercial-first approach, a departure from the age-old idea that winning is the best way to attract sponsors in Formula One, has enabled the organization to rival the pace of the sport's financial giants, Ferrari and Mercedes. Forbes estimates that roughly 70% to 75% of McLaren's revenue comes from its commercial operations, as opposed to prize money and Central League revenue from media rights and race hosting fees, with the vast majority of that total from the robust stable of partnerships Brown has assembled, including prominent brands like Google, OKX, Cisco, Dell, Hilton, and Lego. Ricky Paw, the founder and managing partner of 1440 Sports, a consulting firm that specializes in motorsports and golf sponsorship, and has worked with McLaren, says, quote, "Zack Brown flipped the model and said, let's go be really visible, get sponsors, and treat them really well, and we'll use that money to reinvest in engineering and people, and we'll win races. He has created a flywheel that he's running right, and people are just trying to catch him with engineering, and that's just not going to happen." And Brown is only upping the ante. In August, McLaren announced that MasterCard would become the Formula One team's title sponsor next year, filling a naming rights slot that had been vacant since Vodafone split with the team after the 2013 season. The deal, which is reportedly set to run through the mid-2030s and pay roughly $100 million annually, is what Brown says is, quote, "the biggest partnership that McLaren has ever put together." If McLaren can continue its championship-winning ways, it should have plenty of other opportunities to grow its business. But in Formula One, where the difference between success and failure can be a tenth of a second, Brown isn't taking anything for granted. For full coverage, check out Justin Birnbaum's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.